What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm, of course, Nate Liss of DynastyRankings.com, and this week I wanted to address a question that I get literally every single day on social media. And that question is, of course, what do we do with Trey Lance of the San Francisco 49ers in our Dynasty leagues? With a growing injury history and a lack of meaningful football games played over the last 3 years, is Lance a buy, sell, or a hold? Let's find out. Now, admittedly, I became a bit of a troll this postseason as I started to drop hammers like these all over social media. And this naturally drove people crazy, because just the insinuation that Trey Lance could do what Brock Purdy was doing meant I must be a hater. Me! But Dynasty gamers remain puzzled by this Brock Purdy Trey Lance situation, which is totally understandable because the 49ers front office is as well. Although we do know one thing, which was recently leaked by Kyle Shanahan, and that is that the San Francisco 49ers do not intend to bring back Jimmy Garoppolo next season.
You're fired.
Woo! But this certainly does not change the fact that Trey Lance is currently viewed as the QB 14 on keeptradecut, which is ultimately way too low if he ends up firing, but also incredibly overpriced if Brock Purdy wasn't just a 7-game mirage. So with both players coming off of serious injuries, which one is it? Well, common sense would tell us that the investment that San Francisco made in Trey Lance during the 2021 NFL Draft at a bare minimum means that they have no choice but to find out what they have in him. So while the statement probably pains the Brock Purdy owners who grabbed him for absolutely free off the waiver wire after boldly dropping Darius Geis, we are headed straight towards a quarterback competition to start 2023, assuming both parties are healthy. Now, for all the knocks on Brock Purdy, he was actually a reasonable performer in 2022, but little passing came on the backbone of difficult or even deep downfield throws. For instance, Brock Purdy's 11.6% rate of deep pass attempts actually ranked number 18 overall in the NFL in 2022 when looking at all quarterbacks with at least 20 deep passing attempts. But to take it a step further, when actually isolating the average distance of every one of Purdy's deep throws, he ranked the QB 36 in average depth of deep target at 25.3 yards. So you could actually probably argue that the deep shot is not his calling card, and if it was, it would be about the size of an SD card. But this Kyle Shanahan wet dream passing situation in San Francisco even gets a little juicier. Because while people don't want to admit it, Brock Purdy was absolutely fantastic while also doing the absolute bare minimum that the position requires. Because yes, he had one of the league's lowest turnover-worthy throw rates at 2.5%, and he also had one of the league's lower interception rates at 2.4%. But a ton of this has to do with the fact that he was also ranked the QB 78 in intended air yards per attempt at 6.6. But if the fact that he hardly threw it deep, and when he did, he didn't throw it very far, wasn't enough to convince you of him doing the bare minimum, then let's go even a level deeper. Because thanks to Player Profiler, we can now upset people even faster by using the data analysis tool on their website. And what you can see now is of all quarterbacks with at least 150 pass attempts in 2022, Brock Purdy ranked 11th overall in protection rate at 85.6%. But this is only one part of Kyle Shanahan's quarterback wet dream recipe, because the other factor is what Purdy's receiving options did on their own. And guess what? Here comes another shocker. In 2022, Brock Purdy's receiving options not only ranked inside the top 10 in target separation at a rate of 2.12 yards per target, but not so surprisingly, they also ranked number 1 in the NFL in yards after the catch per target at 4.54. So let me get this straight. With a great offensive line, the league's most dynamic running back, some of the best pass catching options in the entire league, and the lowest depth of pass attempts around town, many believe Trey Lance would fail in the same situation. Because even Trey Lance as a rookie in 2021 was throwing downfield at a rate of 18.3%, which was 7% higher than we saw from Purdy this season. Additionally, the threat that Lance provides with his rushing floor isn't even a debate from a fantasy perspective either. Because in the 4 actual games that we saw out of Trey Lance since entering the league, he's averaging a Jalen Hurts level 11.0 rush attempts per game to go with his 24.5 pass attempts per start. But if the argument is accuracy and completion percentage, I'd love to point you in the direction of both Josh Allen and Jalen Hurts, 2 of the league's most lethal mobile quarterbacks who have each seen an increase of over 14.5 5% since their rookie year in their completion percentage. And let's not forget that even Nick Mullins and CJ Beathard both look good behind the San Francisco offense at one point in time. So while we may not know exactly who Trey Lance is at this point in time, we know exactly who Brock Purdy is.
I will find you.
And I cannot imagine a world where the 49ers, who coughed up a pirate ship worth of value, wouldn't want to at least substantiate exactly what it is that they have in a 22-year-old who is signed for at least the next 3 seasons that nobody has even seen since 2019. Guys, thank you very much for checking the video out. Once again, if you enjoyed the content, hit the like button. Of course, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss anything, and make sure that you comment below based on what you saw and heard in this video. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Who's the quarterback out of these two that you guys prefer going into 2023? And looking ahead a full year, will Trey Lance as the QB14 come back and look like an absolute steal in terms of value, or will it turn into a total faceplant for the dynasty owners that are willing to invest? You tell me what you think.